Most people, naturally, think that pizza dough is just for making pizza. I certainly used to think that too. Makes sense. It's pizza dough. It's for pizza. I'll tell you how I learned differently though. Ava and I, of course, love our pizza, and so we have a lot of pizza parties. Sometimes that can mean a big group of people, or sometimes it can mean just the two of us.
Just the two of us, you and I.
Now, pizza dough is something that's really easier to make in a big batch. It's hard to make enough pizza dough for just one pizza. So you tend to make a lot anyway. And then on top of that, if you have a big group, it's better to overestimate how much pizza dough to make. And without exception, we always end up with leftovers. What Ava always does when we have this leftover pizza dough is she starts to get creative. I've never had the same thing twice because she makes all kinds of amazing stuff with pizza dough. She always just improvises with what she has around, what she's in the mood for. I thought it would be fun to show you guys some of these ideas, give you some inspiration. And so yesterday she made a big batch of pizza dough, but we're not making any pizza today. As we go along, if you think of any fun and creative ideas for what to do with pizza dough other than pizza, let us know in the comments below. We're always looking for new ideas. Oh, looks like we're ready to have a pizza party, but without any pizza.
This is how the dough should like after a night in the fridge.
A quick word on the pizza dough in case you want to follow along at home and cook with us. What you want is a really good, high hydration pizza dough. I will put a link down in the description below for Ava's tried and true pizza dough recipe. However, our cookbook, The Italian Family Kitchen, is coming out in 2 days, and in the book, we have a new and improved pizza dough guide. We spent many delicious months perfecting it, and our standard was that it has to be a good enough recipe that I, someone who is not a good baker, can use to make perfect pizza dough, and I did. So anyway, if you're interested in that, I'll put a link down below for the cookbook too.
I made this pizza dough yesterday evening and I put it in the fridge overnight. Then, 2 hours before you want to cook it, it's always good to take it out from the freezer and let it reach room temperature. In my fridge I have some blueberries, which means that I can use the blueberries to make a sort of pizza dessert.
I like the sound of that.
I start with melting a little bit of butter. This should be enough. Here I'm going to add just a little bit of sugar, call it a teaspoon, a little bit of cinnamon, and I mix them a little bit. I'm going to use this spring fork because it's the perfect tool for what I'm going to do. We need to brush a little bit of the butter inside because never forget that, by the way, this is pizza dough. And everyone knows that pizza dough needs a little bit of fat because otherwise it will stick all on our spring form, baking tray. Remember to work always with some extra flour when it comes to pizza dough because it's pretty sticky. And this makes everything easy. And we are going to destroy all these bubbles. It's big, it's huge.
Yeah, normally we're doing this with like a little bit of leftover pizza dough. It's kind of funny doing it with a full batch of pizza dough.
Okay, so let's destroy these bubbles. This is a very useful tool that you can have because it helps you actually to collect, fold the pizza dough.
So this is essentially just what you would do if you were about to prepare this batch for pizza.
Absolutely, yes. The only difference is that if I was going to prepare a pizza, at this stage I would cut bigger piece out of my dough. In my case, the piece will be smaller.
If you had a finished ball of pizza dough that you intended to make for a pizza and you had it left over, could you then divide it to do this?
Sì, This is what usually I do. And it's so beautiful that are we sure we don't do pizza? So now we cut a little bit of dough. Let's say that this is the right size. So with your hands, as you should do, you are going to do a small pizza. You need to spread the ball a little bit, brush them with a little bit of butter, a little bit of sugar, our blueberries and cinnamon, and now we close them. Be sure to close very well so all the stuffing will be inside. And we place in our spring form.
Now you could do these savory too, right?
You can do them also, yes, obviously, them savory. You can put whatever you like inside, from vegetables to meat to cheese. Now we let them rest, rise for about 20 minutes, maximum 30, depends always from the temperature in your kitchen. And while they are resting, relaxing, we can prepare some other things. Before we move into savory creation, I'm going to try another dessert. And actually, this dessert is something that you here in America are very familiar with, but with a different dough. So what I'm going to do is a pizza cinnamon roll.
Pizza cinnamon roll?
Sì, Harper. Sì, a pizza cinnamon roll. Now, I need a big strip of pizza. As you can see, my pizza right now is pretty stretchy. So what I'm going to do here is place some butter inside. Keep in mind that this is not a traditional cinnamon roll. I'm being a little bit creative with my pizza dough. Then we put sugar, because I'm pretty sure that the cinnamon roll actually they have sugar inside.
A lot more, but yes.
See, this is the light version. Obviously cinnamon, because otherwise it's not a cinnamon roll.
Oh, go hard, go hard, go hard.
Harder than this,
Go hard,
Harper.
Go hard, it's a cinnamon roll.
I understand.
Let's do it, let's do it.
Before I close it, I need to brush with some butter this other small spring roll.
I'm assuming if you wanted to make a big batch of these, you could make a big sheet of dough, like a normal cinnamon roll it up, cut them, and lay them flat in a bigger thing, right?
Absolutely. So we do another layer. A little bit more sugar, a little bit more cinnamon. So Harper is pretty happy. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. And now we close it. And we place it here. And also in this case, we let it rise for about 20 minutes. So what we need to do now is brushing some butter on the top. Same here with our cinnamon roll. Something tells me that on this cinnamon roll we will use an extra pinch of cinnamon. And if we use an extra pinch of cinnamon, I'm so sorry, it's always a dessert, which means that we need to use an extra pinch of sugar. I'm so sorry, why not? We put sugar also here. Now I'm going to cook them at 400 degrees for a night until they are cooked and golden.
Did you give up already? Are you making pizza now?
Look, don't tempt me. If you are making pizza, I'm pretty sure that you have some leftover tomato sauce, some leftover dough, which means that we are going to create with the same ingredients a pizza, but in another shape. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, olive oil, mix.
Muffin form.
We make pizza muffin. Before, as a fat, we use butter because it was a dessert. Now we go back to the normal pizza world, which means that I'm going to use some olive oil. Now here, Arpia, the question is how big you want your muffin. We make a good muffin, but we don't really exaggerate. And what we do this time, actually, we stuff our muffin. So we make a muffin pizza double cheese. We place a little bit of mozzarella inside, close it, and we place our small bowl here.
So the tomato sauce doesn't go inside?
No, but it will go on top.
Oh, I think that's more of a pizza cupcake then.
Now my question is, what's the difference between a muffin and a cupcake?
Well, the biggest difference is that a muffin has like frosting on top. So in this case, since it has tomato sauce on top, it's like a cupcake.
Also here we give to them 20 minutes, 30 minutes, always depending on the temperature in your kitchen. And then we will bake them.
I like what I'm seeing here.
What you are seeing there is some schiacciata calabrese, let's go like that, Calabrian salami. And here I have some fresh pecorino cheese. Now, I choose this combination because I like Calabrian salami, I love pecorino cheese.
And that's what we had in the fridge.
More or less. Also here, feel creative because it's inside of this next thing you can put wherever you want. What we are going to do is a roll, like our pizza cinnamon roll. But in this case, our pizza cinnamon roll will be savory and stuffed with those. We take our salami, some cheese. Now, if it happens that it's too big, what you do is cut, place the cheese, and the rest is. And now we roll it. Personally, I suggest to roll from the side of the cheese because we want the cheese to be inside. Close so the cheese will be all inside. And we make a sort of, how do you call it? Snail?
Spiral.
Spiral? Snail?
A snail. Looks like a snail.
We place on a baking tray with a little bit of olive oil, and now we let it rest for the usual 20 minutes. Now, we sprinkle just a little bit of olive oil, like every pizza. What I'm going to do is bake them at 420 degrees Fahrenheit until they are cooked. They look good. Once the muffins are done, I'm going to add just some grated Parmigiano and a little bit of basil.
What are you doing this time?
This time, Harper, we are going to fry them. So we are going to do small ball of dough. Like before, we spread a little bit. In this case, inside, I'm going to put one of the best combinations that you can have.
Agreed.
Which means Gorgonzola cheese and nduja.
Gorgonzola and nduja is indeed one of the absolute best flavor combinations ever.
We close them well. In this case, we will place here, just because we need the time for the oil to warm up a little bit.
So you want to fry these right away?
See, you fry this right away.
All already know how awesome those are gonna be, but we have a little bit of a problem, Ava.
Which one?
This video was showing the ways that we use leftover pizza dough, but we have a bunch of leftover pizza dough.
So with this, we are going to make the most important food that you can have, you can imagine, whatever you want, which is bread. So we will turn this pizza dough into a small loaf of bread. We try to give a little bit of shape. I need this because we are going to cook our bread on a pizza stone. That it's ready in the oven, waiting to be very hot. I'm going to bake this at 480 degrees Fahrenheit. No, Celsius no, because otherwise we will be in the hell. After the crust is browned, what we need to do is lower the temperature at 430 degrees Fahrenheit until it looks like that.
The idea of a pizza party without pizza doesn't sound very exciting, but I'm very excited.
It's one of the best pizza non-pizza party that you can have. I'm so sorry.
All right, I think I need to try one of these fried ones with the Gorgonzola and andouille because that is truly one of my favorite combinations ever.
And I'm going with
The muffin?
pizza
Cupcake?
muffin. Pizza muffin, pizza cupcake, pizza mushroom, call them as you want.
Buon appetito. Oh, I'm telling you guys, you need to try Gorgonzola and andouille. The spiciness and then the really strong, sharp cheese. How's the cupcake?
So good, so soft. All the flavors of the pizza are there, but without the shape of pizza, which I don't know if it's better or not, but it's delicious.
The dough came out so good on those. It's just so airy and fluffy. Let's see what this funny spiral looking one looks like.
As you can see, you have the shape of a snail that give you the chance actually to stuff all it. I really like the combination of spicy salami and pecorino, but you can put, as I said before, some vegetables, prosciutto, mozzarella, ricotta e spinaci. You can put whatever you want.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito!
I don't really have words.
It's something that really...
Oh, just so soft and fluffy and amazing.
Okay, I don't know how you can get tired of making pizza. It doesn't exist, but if it happens, something like that
Well, also, all of these things in and of themselves are easier to make than pizza. Pizza is one of the most difficult things to pull off well at home. Now it's time for dessert.
Yes, and Harper, I go with the fake cinnamon roll because you know how much I love cinnamon roll.
It's one of your favorite American treats, isn't it?
It's one of the best things that you can have.
And I am gonna try one of these blueberry ones. Oh, I can just feel it's like a pillow. Oh my gosh. Oh. I don't even fully understand how you did this or like how this works. This is just, as far as I'm concerned, magic. This is all the same dough. Every single one
It tastes different.
adapted to like what the form was and what you put inside. Like the ones that you fry become perfectly crispy on the outside and then almost like a donut on the inside. And well, we finished it, but the girelle was more like a bread and more substantial, still really soft, but amazing and perfect for how it was filled. And then this one is just like a cloud dough. Last but not least, we need to see how your bread came out. Ooh. Sounds good and looks good. One of the staples for so many Italian recipes is really good homemade bread. And it is becoming rarer and rarer these days that here you can go into a bakery and just buy real bread. It's almost always like brioche, or they put a bunch of weird stuff in it. And so if you're not like Ava and you get really into sourdough and making your own bread and stuff, this is a really easy and simple way to just make some good, simple bread. This actually might be the best thing out of all this because it's bread.
I know, bread is always the best.
If it makes good pizza, it makes good bread.
For sure.
Bon appetit,
Buon
Joe.
appetito.
The only thing that would make this better,
A slice of mortadella.
I was gonna say andouille and gorgonzola.
A slice of mortadella.
Guys, we hope we've made a good case that pizza dough is useful for many more things other than just pizza.
My suggestion is when you are planning to make pizza, or if you're planning to make pizza dough to do this, do a little bit more. So actually you don't have to choose between which one. You can make all of
Plan
them.
on leftovers.
So you can use the leftover to make a pizza if you're planning to do this. Or you can use the leftover to do this if you're planning to do a pizza. Don't choose when you can have both.
And of course, obviously, as you saw, you can really just get creative. I haven't had any of these specific things, well, except for bread. I've had bread. So you can just use whatever you have on hand and invent some new things. And if you do, tag us in a picture on Instagram or Facebook at Pastagrammer. We'd love to see what you come up with. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Speaking of bread and dough, this Pastagrammarian Steven made some excellent looking ciabatta.
Great job, Steven. And in those ciabatta, put some mortadella because right now I'm missing the mortadella.
Andouille and gorgonzola.
Mortadella with a drop of lemon.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
I love soppressato.
I know, but it's not soppressata, it's schiacciata.
Same flavor, just a different shape, right? You gonna split hairs with me?
I'm Calabrian. I'm Calabrian. This is what we are specialized on, so.